Good morning, skiers and snowboarders. It is Saturday, January the 11th, 2020, and this is the 11th weekend of the ski season, even though winter may only be set number of weeks. The ski resorts tend to make our ski seasons last a little bit longer, going from Halloween or the first weekend in November all the way through sometimes the first weekend in April. But looking at the ski calendar, this weekend is our 11th weekend. We talk about it a whole lot more over on our first tracks at SkiSoutheast.com. So if you want to go read a lot more information about what's going on right now, what's happened so far this season, and what we look for in the remaining 10 weekends, starting with next weekend's MLK weekend, be sure to go over to SkiSoutheast.com. Click on the first tracks and enjoy, hopefully. I'm going to go ahead and start this morning's snow report, video snow report, by kind of stealing a bit of information from Wintergreen's blog this morning. I found it to be really enjoyable and put a nice spin on what we're looking at right now. By the way, what we are looking at right now is a live shot of Canaan Valley Resort, where you can see the skies are pretty clear, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy, variably cloudy, whichever way you want to put it, but there's no rain going on there right now. We're seeing kind of that same thing up at Wisp Resort. Most everywhere else, we're seeing that four-letter word that Wintergreen shared perfectly and eloquently this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and steal and use right now. They actually titled it Fun, No Matter What Mother Nature Brings. And they talked about the four-letter word that surfaced this morning across much of the region, especially into Virginia. Of course, here in western North Carolina, things are pretty wet and foggy and cloudy as well. But they mentioned the four-letter word, rain. That's going on right now. But they mentioned there is a sunny side to the rain. So let's choose our attitude, make some fun, and here are some upsides to a day with some light rain and drizzle, which is what we're seeing today. The snow will be softer, so you can practice your turns and techniques. Everybody's got a great base, so the snow is not going to disappear. We're seeing a lot of that on Facebook specifically and a lot in my inbox. If you decide to take a lesson today, chances are that group's going to be smaller and you'll get a lot more attention. Temperatures are going to be milder today, so you don't have to bundle up and layer upon layer. Speaking of dressing for the weather, they mention and share that it's a great opportunity to test out that wicking jacket and pants that you got. And remember that Gore-Tex is your friend. Also, your friends may think you're crazy when you tell them you had a great time, but you know any day on the slopes is better than being stuck inside. So let's go have some fun. And we agree. And with that, let me go ahead and kind of share what we're seeing across the region in terms of the snow report for today. Appalachian Ski Mountain, and I'll take you on while I'm giving you this updated report. I'm going to take you on some very rainy, cloudy, gloomy live cameras, but it is what it is, and today's going to be kind of that way. We're looking at some breaks as you go a little bit north, as we're seeing still here at the Canaan Valley ski area. Tomorrow, Sunday, it looks like it's going to be a really nice day. And in fact, I'm planning on being over making some turns at Sugar Mountain tomorrow. So if any of you guys are planning on skiing at Sugar tomorrow and want to look us up, I'll be over there with a couple of friends. But anyway, let's kind of get to it. This gloomy, droomy, whatever you want to call it, day as I kind of click. This is a very foggy shot of the terrain park at Appalachian Ski Mountain. This should pare back a little bit and give us a little bit different view, but it is pretty crowded. Pretty cloudy there. But Appalachian Ski Mountain is reporting a 22 to 34-inch base, groomed conditions, 9 slopes and trails open, 5 lifts. They are open for night skiing. They have multiple terrain parks and features going on, and it's 52 degrees there at Appalachian Ski Mountain this morning. A couple of shots at showing you something other than a lot of fog. This is the Bunny Hill, the beginner terrain over near the lodge area. Now around. You can see we're already getting some breakdown with the light rain and cloud and everything else in the mild of the side slopes, but there's plenty of skiable terrain. Beach Mountain Resort is open with a 24 to 40 inch base, what they're calling wet packed conditions. They are open with 10 slopes and trails, 5 lifts. They are open for night skiing tonight. They do have their terrain park open, and tubing is open as well. Ice skating is available there on top of Beach Mountain right in the village. If you've never been there, that's a beautiful ambiance right there. This is a live shot at the top at Beach Mountain Resort Summit Cam. That should pan around here in a moment if I don't stick around too long. Here we go. You can see it is wet, it is rainy, and it is windy. A little while ago, in fact, you can still see some pretty good breeze pushing the Fraser firs up top there. We're going to kind of take this in alphabetical order. If you guys want to kick down now into Virginia, where we're looking at a live shot at Bryce Resort, 51 degrees there this morning, a 30-inch base, wet packed conditions. They are open with 7 slopes and trails, 1 lift. They are open for night skiing tonight, and they do have tubing open as well. I'm going to take you back to where you're seeing some actual sun breaking through there. Conditions look quite nice there as Canaan Valley got quite a lot of snow over the last 7 days. Conditions are pretty good there as well. Canaan Valley, 30 to 50-inch base, frozen granular conditions. They upped their slope count from 13 that were open yesterday to 17 slopes and trails today, 2 lifts, and they are not open for night skiing. I think they ski right up until, I believe it's 6 p.m. Don't quote me on that. Be sure to check the actual report. I think we have it. In fact, hold on a second. I think I do have it. They are open until 4:30 p.m. today. Tubing is open as well as ice skating there at Canaan Valley. Again, 55 degrees there at Canaan Valley this morning. Next, I'm going to take you guys to the foot of Cataloochee in gorgeous Maggie Valley, North Carolina. You can see skiers are already partaking of some of the fun there. You can see a little bit of wet drizzle that's on the camera lens as well. Cataloochee is open with a 34 to 56-inch groom base, 12 slopes and trails open to the top of the mountain with 5 lifts. They are open for night skiing, and unfortunately, they do not have Tube World, which is down at the foot of the mountain across the way. Tube World is not open this weekend. We talk more about that in the First Tracks report, how challenging it is thus far this season across the board. Next, we're going to hop back over to Virginia, where we're going to go to Mesa, where earlier this week we were showing you really a lot of gorgeous imagery from the natural snowfall that fell, and the fact some of the Virginia ski areas were able to make snow, even when some of the ski areas up into West Virginia and even Western North Carolina were not able to make snow. But this is a live shot at Massanutten. I think I can get you to Tubing Park. That's not it. It'll kick around here in a moment, I think. That is their zip lining. So I'll go ahead and give you the report, see if it pans around here while we're doing it. Massanutten Resort is open with a 22-inch base, groom conditions, 5 slopes and trails with 6 lifts servicing those 5 slopes and trails. And I believe they have 6 tubing lanes open as well. They are open for night skiing, and the temperature there right now is 51.8 degrees. There's their tubing hill. Not getting a lot of definition out of that because there is some light rain hitting the lens is what you're seeing there. I'm going to show you Ober-Gatlinburg. Ober is only open with their tubing hill. Well, we're not even getting a live shot there. Let me see if I can get you to the tram. It looks like they may be having a networking problem there because we can't see the aerial tram or the main slope. So I guess we'll go kick back over for a moment. I'll take you to Green Resort, which is one of the next ones we feature anyway. But I will tell you that Ober is temporarily closed for skiing and snowboarding. They are open for tubing. They have a kind of a unique refrigerated snowmaking plant there for their tubing hill, so they are able to keep that open. In fact, they actually opened up, I think, in October for snow tubing. Of course, they do have their giant Olympic-size ice skating rink open on top of the mountain, as well as mountain coastering, a lot of other fun activities. Unfortunately, they're temporarily closed for skiing and snowboarding operations. They allude to hoping to be able to make snow as we get into next weekend and what looks like a more prolonged cold snap. Again, we talk a lot more about that in the first track story. Sapphire Valley is open with one slope of the two. They're open with a 14 to 35 inch base man-made. I think they're open till I want to say 6 p.m. This afternoon. They do have snow tubing, I think, that they're also offering. But again, you have to check. Sapphire is not really participating in much of what we're doing this season, and we don't really have a lot of information on them. Let's go to Snowshoe Mountain, where you're going to a crowd already gathering. It's pretty cloudy up there. See if I can give you a shot over at Silver Creek. If anything's a little, there we go, a little clearer, but you can already see some preparation. Had a good bit of snow, a lot of snow making, but when you get these cloudy, foggy conditions, it does kind of eat snow. And then when you push it around with the groomers, you're going to get a little bit of that. And of course, the slopes themselves, if you look up in here, the slopes themselves look really in nice condition. I'll take you to the boathouse on that side, and you can see the same thing. This is coming down Lower Ballhooter. Looks really great. I'll get you back over to the village. You can see how cloudy and foggy it is. So kind of mixed conditions, a little bit of light rain, a little bit of fog, damp drizzle going on at Snowshoe, and they had a great remark as they are playing on 169 acres there, but 45-inch base Snowshoe Mountain. They have 42 slopes and trails open, serviced by 14 lifts. Widowmaker's now even open. They are open for night skiing over on the Silver Creek side. They have snow tubing going on as well. So Snowshoe's in great shape. A lot of good snow, a lot of base yet left. Just kind of a drizzly day. And like I said, they talk about it over on some of the remarks that we share on First Tracks. Looking really good there. In fact, seeing a puppy here, looks like maybe a German Shepherd or something. Everybody's sitting and enjoying. So anyway, Snowshoe. I'm going to go back over into western North Carolina. I'll take you to the base of Sugar Mountain. And unfortunately, you can see Sugar's actually had somewhat more challenging situation with being able to make as much snow as even just across the ridge over at Beach. Beach has had slightly better temperatures, slightly better snowfalls throughout the season. And, it is what it is. Sugar is still open, though, with 24 to 59 inch base, loose and frozen granular. As you can see here, some thin coverage and bare areas already starting to show. 9 slopes and trails open, though, 4 lifts in operation. They are open for night skiing, and they do have 2 lanes of tubing. So they're fighting the good fight that they always do to give you kind of a lot of different variables for your fun and enjoyment. But things are a little challenging there as you look at Sugar Mountain this morning. I heard from Lynn Swan and the guys at the Homestead. They are still open, fighting the good fight. But the Omni Homestead is at 48.8 degrees this morning. They're open with a 6 to 10 inch base, mid-station down, groom conditions. Again, open from the mid-station down with 2 slopes and trails serviced by 2 lifts. They are open until 4:30 this afternoon. And last, we'll take you back over to, you can see very foggy conditions right now, kind of soggy and wet. But again, they started us off with some great attitude and great things to share about enjoying even a wet day on the slopes. So showing you all 3 of the live cameras there. They're all very rainy and foggy. So I'll get you back to the ski area where we have a little nicer weather going on right now at Canaan Valley, while I share that Wintergreen is open with a 26-inch base, groom conditions, 6 slopes. I think they were at 9 yesterday, but 6 slopes open today and this evening. They do have tubing open as well. Of course, they're at 49.2. We're actually watching the groomer right now at Canaan Valley, laying down some corduroy on that portion of the base area. So that's your snow report for January 11th. Be sure to go over to, like I said, though, over to SkiSoutheast.com and check out the First Tracks report that we talk a whole lot about how much season is still left. We also share a fair amount of information about what we can expect in the upcoming temperatures and going into the MLK, the important MLK weekend. We give you some updated information. Meteorologist Brad Panovich shared some really good information the other day, I think yesterday, with his report. And then we also were able to get some information from meteorologist Ross Ellett, who had posted on Facebook about Old Man Winter is about to make a good, strong comeback. And he expects, and I'm sure we hear more from Brad Panovich, we expect the second half of winter to be something that is going to be a little bit more of a winter weather pattern, as far as we look at it in that perspective. So that's it for Saturday, January 11th. Check back tomorrow for some sunshine and some better weather to enjoy the slopes. And then we'll think cold and snow as we get into next week once this mild pattern goes away. So that's it for today. Have a great day, guys, on the slope. Enjoy.